we rub a stiff joint ourselves.
Well, even more powerful than that. But you are breaking up muscle spasm with the needle, and you're also causing the lymph drainage to bring down any swelling in the area.
So that's how that's works. So let's try this on. Give me squeakers.
Okay.
All right. We want to hold it's his hock that has issues here.
Okay. So the hock is a great point to be using because there's a major acupuncture point there that is very good for pain. So let's see where we are here. Okay. So what we would do is just put that needle in, through like this, and there we go. And then they would sit with their needles in for about 15 minutes in some cases. But I think Harvey maybe 10 because he has a high metabolic rate.
Just that one little needle there. Now, do some veterinarians, do they attach them to electrodes or something to stimulate it?
Yes, you definitely do that. You do that when you have a lot of pain or when it's a neuro case and the dog or cat is paralyzed. Then I would definitely do that to stimulate the nerves in the area. This point is known as one of the aspirin points in the body. So not only is it going to treat this joint locally, it's really going to help with pain in the whole entire hind end of the rabbit.
Now, do you just do dogs and cats and rabbits? What other animals do you do?
I also have done ferrets. I've done skunks. I'll do pretty much any pocket pet. And birds, I haven't done too many, but you can do some injection therapy on them.
Yeah, it'd be hard to hold a bird still.
Definitely.
Now, acupuncture, what do you do with the needles when you take them out?
To take it out, it's very simple. Even less painful than going in.
That's it?
And that's it.
And there's no blood. Harvey didn't twitch at all.
No.
It's perfect. Now, when would someone have to use Western remedies? You said you use Western and Eastern remedies.
Yes, I think that the Western remedies are most important when you have an emergency setting. If the dog is critical or has a fractured bone, those are the times to turn to surgery and internal medicine and stabilizing the animal. However, you can also use some emergency acupuncture points in those settings, and I actually help to bring dogs back that were not coming back with regular Western medicine by incorporating the two. If you're interested in holistic medicine, you need to go, first of all, to a veterinarian, because some people will go to an acupuncturist that's a human acupuncturist or human chiropractor, and you can run into a lot of problems that way. So once you find that it is a veterinarian, you really want to make sure that they've done some courses and certification that gives them good credentials. And you can look them up on some websites. For example, I did the IVAS, International Veterinary Acupuncture Society course. If you go on that website, it will tell you every veterinarian that has completed the course and become certified. That's the kind of thing to look for.
I don't want our viewers to just jump into something or say something is good or something is bad. They have to take a step back and see what all the approaches are. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and they need to know that the person has the credentials behind them. Anybody could say they do acupuncture, but they really need to know all the points and have done a good course.
So what should a person look for? What credentials would a veterinarian have to be considered a holistic vet?
It's varied. There's not a governing body for that, but they have to have done either an herbal course and had certification from it, or an acupuncture course.
Who certifies it?
Different people. Chi Institute is one in Florida. IVIS is a big one. Colorado State is another big one. So those are the ones to look for.
So there has to be some certification. Someone can just say, I'm a holistic vet.
No.
Buy these herbs and your pet will get better.
No, and if they're selling pet food that's their own, they should have undergone a lot of nutrition counseling. And I would question them on that. What nutrition courses have you taken since veterinary school?
So there's all questions that anybody who's really doing it for real would be able to answer.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, that's perfect. Well, thank you very much for coming here. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And look, Harvey's getting around just fine there. When I come back, I'll have my final thoughts on holistic pet keeping. For more information, visit me online at marthastewart.com/petkeepingtv. Nothing is really wrong with processed food in these busy times. We all need to take advantage of them. But it's nice to allow our pets a brief respite from them. And it's interesting to see how processed foods and natural foods have bounced back and forth in Pet Keepers' Choice over the years. Years and years ago, our dogs just ate whatever we ate right off the table. So nothing was more natural than that. Then the first dog foods came out in the 50s, and first they were canned, then it became dry, and then back in the 70s it became the most ultimate processed food with like those, it was like red Play-Doh that we fed our dogs. Supposed to look like artificial chop meat. And that was the most processed food you can get. But now we're going back down, and we want to get more towards the natural scheme of things. But like we were talking about with our holistic veterinarians, sometimes it's nice to have a good balance. There's nothing wrong with partaking of the processed foods and the processed treats, but if you can every now and then, it's nice to go back to basics. And remember that our pets are natural creatures and would appreciate a natural diet. It's better for both you and your pet. Well, that's it for this edition of Pet Keeping. I'm Mark Marone, and now it's time for Harry and me to go back to work.